Five, four, three, two, one.
Hey guys, welcome to Miami Talks, the restaurant edition. I'm your host, Nadia Asencio, and today we're at the local and beautiful Coral Gables, Miami, Florida. And I'm with my special co-host for the evening, Marvin, Mr. Miami, Tapia. Woo!
Thank you for having me, Nadia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. It's quite the honor. So Marvin, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a local food enthusiast here in Miami. I like to showcase the different varieties of food here in Miami. You know, not just the Cuban, not just the South Beach, there's so much more, a lot of top chefs coming down. So I'm here to showcase the variety of food in Miami, and I love to do it. It's my passion. It really is.
Excellent. And there is like a burgeoning culinary scene down here in Miami. A lot of folks don't know about it.
That's right.
And so tell us, what should we expect tonight when we go into a local? What kind of food is it?
Well, so we're here at the local. It's Philip Bryant, former chef at Swine.
Okay.
Came over and kind of took over this restaurant, the local. Southern comfort food, you know, American, some fried chicken.
Nice.
It's gonna be some really
Nice.
decadent food. You're gonna love it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to it. We have excellent friends for tonight. You guys, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but we have a great lineup.
I can't wait.
I can't wait
Let's
either.
go.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
And we're here with our guests for this evening, Chris Menendez
Hello.
and Kat Toledo.
Hi everyone.
I propose a toast before we start.
Oh, perfect.
Cheers. Thanks for being here, guys.
Absolutely.
It's our pleasure. Salud.
To the local.
Welcome.
To the local.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, guys.
So tell us, Chris, what are you working on now? Tell us who you are, first of all.
Alright. My name is Chris Menendez. I'm a stockbroker by day, writer by night, you know, naturally. Right now I'm working on a collaboration with the New World Symphony on creating some visuals for their sales. So while they have performances, they have, you know, visuals going on behind them.
Okay.
This Saturday, the Miami Children's Chorus is having their 50th year anniversary.
Okay.
And I made some funky visuals for them, so yeah.
You did mention how you got into that, which is kind of interesting. I want to bring that up. How did you get into that?
It's funny you bring that up. I might have just been a choir kid my entire life.
There you go.
That's so nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
I used to do choir too.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
But usually it's not the thing you bring up on a first date. Like, it's just not.
This is like our third date.
But
I
it's
would.
not that bad though. I mean, it's cute.
Nothing wrong with
Let us
that.
know. What are you up to? What's going on?
Right now, I'm a comedian still, and I've just been performing around. I've been living in Miami recently, so just taking advantage of the Miami comedy scene as much as possible.
Which, by the way, a lot of people out there don't realize that there is a comedy scene in Miami.
It's a huge comedy scene. Well, what I would say, what's most special about the Miami comedy scene is the diversity. Lately, there's been a lot of women in it, which is great. There's almost like a girls Miami
Girl power.
comedy girls club.
Power. You guys are wrong. You guys had your turn.
But it's great. It's great. Miami's a diverse city, and the comedy scene that's here definitely reflects it.
Where's a couple other places? Torres. What else?
Yeah, Taurus, Sweat Records, Open Stage Club around here, Elwood's,
Where's
Gramps. Elwood's is by Bayside.
Right.
Okay,
And they have a show first and third Tuesday of every month. Casa de Jaja is at Sweat
Of course,
Records.
that's Sweat Records. That's
Casa
where
de
it all
Jaja.
started.
I
It's
love
great.
that.
Shout out to Daniel Reskin.
Yeah, Daniel Reskin, a great Miami comedian who now lives in Denver, started Casa de Jaja about like 7 or 8 years ago, and it's one of the longest running comedy shows here in Miami. And it's
Wow.
great audience, great act.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's great when you do have a free show that people don't. There's no drink minimum. One of the positive sides of the more corporate stuff is that you actually may get paid. You know, a little bit.
Who likes that? Who likes that?
But you have
Money. It's so gauche.
You have to put up with a lot though before.
I'll drink
you
to
get
pay
there
getting paid.
sometimes.
How is it getting paid?
Getting paid for being creative.
Yes.
I drink to getting paid every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Miami is full of talented people, and you know, when Miami's fortunate enough not to lose them to a bigger city with, you know, a more industry-associated city.
But I think
you don't even
Miami's
have
a
to
great
live in.
stop, and I don't see why people wouldn't come here.
I mean, that's a great segue into the thought that Miami is in like a weird tween stage right now. You know, like we are the tweens. We're 13, 14 years old, figuratively. And if we stick through these awkward years, and if we just stop, people like you and me, just stick through these awkward
And
years in
don't
Miami.
go to
Well,
juvie or something.
Don't go to juvie. Don't move to
Don't
New
get in
York.
a car accident.
Don't get in a car accident. Don't get a
Or
DUI.
die in the pending rising water level.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's gonna happen.
Just ignore the entire March issue of National Geographic.
Well,
Ignore
wait.
that. And
From what I heard, we can't even say the word climate
Climate
change.
change.
Oh,
We can't
don't say
hear.
I'm not a scientist.
Okay.
I'm not a scientist.
Okay,
You
I
know
got
what?
it.
That is very disturbing because our governor has like basically forbidden anyone in any type of government office to say climate change.
Well,
which
I
is, like,
say that.
The hell with
I
that.
say climate change
And-
all day long. You know what? We're here, and it's gonna affect us.
When
Like first,
when
you know
we're
what I
knee
mean?
deep in the Caribbean or in the Gulf of Mexico, it's gonna exist. That word is gonna
Then
be able
it's
to
gonna
exist.
be, I think, too late. That's what we call like too late.
But then don't believe it. So,
But then it'll be too late. I grew up with, I don't know, Kat, you, Sleeping Beauty,
I was a Cinderella girl.
Cinderella. Okay, so I'm growing up thinking I'm gonna marry a rich man who's gonna take care of me. I'm gonna have shoes forever.
Equality? Question mark?
For a
Shoes
long
forever.
time, I was obsessed with guys that looked just like the prince in Cinderella.
Yes.
Like that was my ideal.
well,
How did that go?
I'm right here.
No,
I'm right here. Just
Yeah.
the
my
Colombian
boyfriend's
version.
Jewish. Close. There's a really good feminist movement. There's a performance artist from New York called Kembra Fowler, and she has this whole
Shout out.
thing.
Shout out.
Shout out to Kembra Fowler in New York. Called future feminism, and basically the idea is you want to remove man from his role of protector and predator because they kind of go hand in hand. You
Yeah,
know?
but think about like, what is it, Belle and the Beast. So Belle was like the first smart princess, and what was she told to do? Take care of the Beast. You gotta put up with him, you gotta teach him, you gotta educate him, you have to civilize him. So even if he's a beast, you're the one smart chick, and this is what we're supposed to waste our
But
smarts
she
on?
got a castle.
Okay, so here's another question. Is it more important? There's a lot of plastic surgery around here, a lot of perfect bodies, pecs, calves,
But
butts, boobs.
She's really
Even
stuck on
other
that.
things we're not going to talk about on this table because it's PG-13 because of YouTube, whatever. Is it more important to have, Kat, you can answer this first because as a woman, we know what's more important. You guys can answer after. Is it more important to have fake boobs or a fake butt in Miami?
it's more important to have a real perspective on what beauty is.
I agree.
And
I
butt.
agree. I agree.
Okay,
And a
Val,
butt.
do
I'm
your thing.
kidding.
I
I'm
agree.
kidding. Yeah, and
She's totally kidding.
Yeah, you gotta read.
You have to read and then get a fake butt or fake boobs.
Because we were talking about this earlier. A butt will feed a man, but tits will feed a whole family. No, seriously, breastfeed your children, people.
I think we're starving. I think it's showing up.
Oh yeah, I'm hungry.
Oh, here comes the chef.
What's up, guys?
Hey, yo.
What's up, chef?
Tonight?
Great. Wow.
So I just want to start you guys off with one of our favorites here at the local. This is our version of a steak tartare. Normally a steak tartare served with some kind of raw egg component. We do it a little differently here. We serve it with a deviled egg mousse, a little bit of pickled mustard seed, some grilled local bread, chai puree, and a garlic puree.
It's beautiful, Chef. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We can't wait to dig in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. How is it?
It's really good.
Try this out.
So, coming from an
Oh my god.
ex-vegetarian, she approves. Very nice.
It's not
Very nice.
salmon.
It's beautiful. This is beautiful.
Yo, Marvin, come on, dig in, man.
I'm
You
trust
have
me.
to, you have to.
Trust me, I'm not shy when
not
it
gonna
comes
be
to
shy.
food whatsoever. So I make sure everybody eats.
Super delish. And that's like an egg salad on the bottom.
Let's see. My turn.
There you go.
You're gonna love it. This
There
is
you go.
phenomenal.
I've lived in Miami my whole life. And I've also lived in New York City and Chicago. Okay, so I've experienced other metropolitan areas. Here's what I find. Miami is a privilege to live in. If you are from the Northeast or from the Midwest in like Chicago, to get to live here is a privilege. You've made it so far that you get to come to a place where you have the weather to wear a bikini all year long. So it's only natural that when you get here, your main priority is to relax.
Bikini bod.
If you catch my Snapchat, my favorite thing to say in the morning is go, another day in bikini bottom. Why? So I wake up at my house, I wake up at my friend's house, I wake up at my grandma's house, and I still feel like I'm waking up in a pineapple under the sea. Literally.
It's true.
Are you SpongeBob?
That's it.
I'd like to think I'm SpongeBob, you know? Because there's so much, like, anyways, that's a whole story. Long story short.
That's a good point.
It's a good point, yeah. Thank you. Long story short, Miami is a privilege. Getting to live here is a privilege. Now, there's a difference. There's a feeling going on right now that there's people who want to be proactive here. Like,
Yeah, like us, exactly.
you know, that awkward turtle moment where
Exactly.
we want to be proactive.
Exactly.
You know? We're writers, we're creatives, we're entrepreneurs, we're starting apps, we're making movements. So that's why, again, we're in this tween stage of people who are enjoying life and are millionaires and the proactive young people.
But how do you get an audience?
You
That's the
find them, you start building it. You'd be surprised. I go to okay, for example, sometimes you gotta share the bill. A lot of the open mics here in Miami are all arts open mics. It's not just comedy, it's music and poetry.
Yeah, that's true.
You get huge audiences as a result. If you build it, they will come.
Which brings us to Wynwood, which we didn't have 6 years ago. There was no art district in Miami. That didn't exist. Wynwood was just a couple blocks of some graffiti, and now
And a
Wynwood
scary
has
neighborhood.
blown up.
And a scary neighborhood.
Wynwood is huge right now.
Yeah.
You can't go any day without seeing somebody shooting
Yeah.
a commercial or opening a new gallery.
Or shooting a gun. No kidding.
Or
Don't forget my gun.
Exactly.
that's right.
Reminding us where
It's
we came
interesting
from.
because though you say it is like we're a privileged city, but there's also a lot of very underprivileged people.
Absolutely.
One of the reasons that Miami is held back the way it is I think this difference in economic classes.
Yeah.
You'll have Coconut Grove, these huge expensive houses,
Millionaires.
stuff, and then
Millionaire
like next
row.
to a shanty
Yes.
shanty house or
Literally
a whole
shanty
block.
on
Yeah.
McDonald's Avenue. It divides Coconut Grove into like Millionaire Row and literally Shantytown, which
And
is like a
that's
third world
insane,
nation.
and that's a
It's
little
crazy.
weird. Miami, for one of the biggest cities that it is one of the poorest cities, and it's getting better. But that,
But is it getting better?
I think, I don't know. I don't know. I have mixed
I would
opinions
say-
on gentrification.
I would say
and things like
wholeheartedly
that.
it is.
Yes.
You
I
cannot
agree.
compare Miami 5 years ago, 10 years ago to Miami now. Hialeah has just opened an art district. Okay, it's opened an art district that the city has deemed a street, East Hialeah, for street art, with affordable housing, with a lot of business space. I mean, so everybody has been kicked out.
Like, who, like what artists are moving to East Hialeah right now?
Actually, we have a lot of the top artists like Atomic. We have Trey Six. We have
Comedians. Julie Baez is from Hialeah.
But they have like what venues over there for people to.
There are some venues,
support?
La Bodeguita. I haven't been there yet, but they have an open mic and they have shows there.
That's awesome.
A lot of the casinos in some of them are in
Hialeah Park.
Hialeah
Hialeah
actually have comedy shows. As strange as it feels to do them, it's a show and they often pay money.
Explain to our viewing audience why it might be weird for Hialeah to be like a cultural hub, if you will.
Hialeah, I'm gonna introduce it with number one Pitbull, who you all might know is Mr. Little Chico, Mr. 305. That's where he was born and raised in the county of Dade, in Hialeah.
Enough said.
Enough said. So like that's my introduction. Secondly, Hialeah is where most of the Cuban immigrants lived and do still live.
Right.
So when you walk through a CVS there, it's not your typical CVS, you know. They might have like a stand inside a CVS with croquetas and pastelitos, which are like
Or Cuban coffee.
it's a Cuban coffee. You know, it's a very cultured, a very assimilated CVS. You know.
So I don't even think they will say CBS. It's like SCBS.
SCBA. SCBA. Okay.
SCBA.
They, if you ask a Cuban person to spell CVS, you would not get the letter C, P, or
You
S.
have a lot. You have more than 3 letters in there. I assure you.
So
They-
it's just a city it's an area of acculturation, and it has not assimilated. It's only acculturated. You know, they haven't adopted American.
What's
beliefs.
amazing is that companies like Publix, the supermarket here, they make a Hispanic version. They have Publix
Right.
Sabor.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, money money talks, and if they see a market that is producing money, as anyone can, any culture, any people, and it goes there. The businesses will go there.
So going back to the locals, actually the name is very appropriate. They do have a lot of local breweries that they feature here all the time.
Right.
A lot of their food is most of their food actually is locally sourced. So they have a lot of like purveyors that come from Homestead. They come every week. And
That's
they tell
awesome.
exactly.
But also they make their own cheese, right?
They make their own cheese. They make their own
cheese.
And butter too.
Their butter.
Ooh,
Buttermilk,
so
butter.
good.
I don't know. You help me out anyway.
Delicious.
A lot of the things are locally sourced or made in-house.
That's awesome.
They're made in-house. Like I said, the purveyors come from Homestead. They bring a lot of the veggies. A lot of the meat is grass-fed. That comes no more than 75 miles away. So I mean, they're cooking with some really good, high-quality food.
And that's really important, I think, to like get away from, because there's a lot of that too in Miami. A lot of like chain restaurants.
There's a lot of cheesecake
a lot of strip
factories,
malls,
a lot of
that mentality.
It feels
of, like,
cozy. It feels cozy to be in a place like this where we can like experience not only local food but local breweries.
Right.
Like legislation just passed in Florida for local breweries, for microbreweries.
To have their growlers.
To have their growlers, because for the longest time,
that's
legislation did not.
awesome.
They allowed microbreweries, but they didn't allow growlers.
You couldn't take it home. But
Now it's a whole new world. And we can drink all the beer we want.
No more Disney.
No.
It's giving me flashbacks.
Sorry, Belle. Go back to your books.
I can't handle it.
So here comes the chef now.
Oh yes. Yes.
Really excited for this.
Alright, so far so good, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you so much. The steak tartare was absolutely off the hook. It was
Holy, what
amazing.
is this?
So this is what I like to kind of think of Southern comfort in a plate. So you can't go Southern food without having some fried chicken.
Oh, yes.
So this is a fried this is a fried Georgia chicken leg. We actually brine this in house-made buttermilk. On top, that's sitting on top of a puree of split peas, a little bacon and cornbread stuffing.
Nice.
And around the plate we have a reduction of country ham stock.
Ooh, so beautiful.
Everything you want in the South, right on the plate.
goodness.
Oh, thank you.
Enjoy, guys.
Chef. Thank you.
This looks great.
Yay!
All right.
Oh yes.
This looks great. Ladies
Absolutely.
first.
Ladies first.
Sure, I'll stick to that. I want to try
This looks phenomenal.
split
I can't
pea
even tell you.
reduction
So it's split
with
pea.
ham. Okay,
And this is what did she say?
a ham reduction.
On the outside.
Split pea and bacon or something. My mouth is watering trying to describe it.
I can't even talk. I'm just.
Yeah,
there's so much-
bacon stuffing with artisanal bread. I don't know.
Oh my God.
It's delicious is what it is.
Oh my god. Unbelievable.
Wow, the split pea is so cool in this.
Split pea is delicious.
Let's see what's going on in here. Let's see.
This is how you do fried chicken. For sure.
Forget Pie Guys in Brooklyn. This is where it's at.
This is amazing.
This is where it's at.
This is what the chef is known for.
It's so good.
You guys think that you're gonna get away with it, but you're not. We're gonna talk about politics.
We're hiding from it. We're just trying to hide from it. But we gotta talk about it.
Okay, so you know that we have an upcoming election, obviously. Florida is a very critical state. Okay, we have the numbers, if you will. We have the electoral votes that are so needed. We have a couple of Democrats running. Right now it's Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton. I'm not sure who else is running on the Democratic camp so far. I know a couple of people are looking to throw their hat in. We don't have any independents that we know of, unfortunately. We have like 20 Republicans, take your pick. Marco Rubio from Florida. Jeb Bush is probably going to run from Florida again, ex-governor of Florida. And Rick Santorum, a couple other people. Is there anybody that you're?
They are from Florida. A lot from Florida.
A lot of them are. That's very telling, and it's very important. I think they're going to be looking at Florida and seeing what we're thinking and how we're, what's important to us. And I think this is a good place to say what's important to us, because if we don't say it, who will?
I mean, starting with Marco Rubio being a Cuban American, there's something to be proud about. The fact that for the first time in the history of the United States, a Cuban American is running for president. I mean, I don't know if most people probably don't know this, but the most successful Hispanic race in America are Cubans. Cubans hold the most college degrees, they have the least amount of debt, and they're the most successful, period. Like point blank, Cubans run the United States when it comes to Hispanics, okay? Now, what happens is now a Republican representative is running for president. And as a modern man, I'll give it at that, a modern gentleman, a lot of the Republican standpoints that my group is running for run against what I think and what I believe in.
Right.
But there's something about the pride in my Cuban American heritage that is so much more passionate than the other stuff.
I wanted to touch on that. That's a good point.
Go on.
No, that's what I wanted to see where you stood on that, because you're proud, but I know that he stands for things that you probably are not proud of.
He won't touch gay marriage. He won't. He won't. Debbie Donner.
Hashtag dessert.
Perfect timing.
So
Yes.
in honor of our friend Marvin here, we visited New Orleans. We decided to make some beignets.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
So these are lemon-scented beignets. They're on top of a local lemon curd, buttermilk panna cotta, and a lemon-scented streusel.
So I have to say this, Café du Monde, eat your heart out.
Oh, eat your heart out.
It's not a beignet unless you're blowing sugar out.
Thank you.
Okay, so finally we get some dessert, some really good dessert, which the chef was really nice to bring out. And kind of in memory, I was in New Orleans.
Too much talking.
Okay.
Would you mind
But look at
feeding
this,
me the
Marvin.
ball?
I never shy away.
First time?
Not really.
It's so
Wow.
good.
Just,
Is it amazing?
Oh yeah. Can you dip it one more time?
The lemon.
you're asking too much.
Now, just to recap, Pat, you're going to be performing at, or usually we can see you at.
You can follow me on Twitter, @Toledo, KAT_TOLEDO, or my website, cattoledo.com. I usually update my shows. I perform every week, so depending on what city I'm in, I guess check me out on Twitter.
And Chris, what are we going to be expecting from you coming up?
This coming week at the New World Symphony, you can check out the 50th year anniversary of the Children's Chorus. 7:30. You can follow me on Instagram, it's my fave. At Menendez is on MENENDEZISON. And look forward to some cool collabs with Lumia Models soon. Stay tuned.
Very
Stay
nice.
tuned.
Very
Stay
nice,
tuned.
guys.
And Marvin?
So we want to close it out. You can always follow me at Mr. Miami Marvin, Instagram and Twitter, same one. Same thing. I'm really happy we closed out our first segment.
Absolutely.
Our dining segment here.
This is
at
our
Miami Talks.
first Miami Talks restaurant edition. It will not be the last. This was
Right.
amazing. Our guests were great. It was wonderful.
Thank you for having me. I think that the local was a great host. The
Absolutely.
food was incredible, and I'm glad that we were able to share that with you guys and with our wonderful
And with
guests.
you guys.
Thank you so much.
And you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at New York Nadia 13. Chef, thank you so much for everything. The meal was amazing. Do you all agree? It was beautiful.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for having us. We wanted just some closing remarks. What inspired you to do your Southern comfort food?
Really, it's pretty simple, man. It's just home cooking, man. I grew up in Virginia, and we always look forward to home cooked meals and going out to farms and picking our own fruits and vegetables and taking them home and making preserves and things like that. So I think it really comes from that.
I think you translated really well. The food was delicious. Thank you for having us. I think we all agree that was some badass food.
So again, we're at the local in Coral Gables in Miami. Please come on down. The address is
150 Giralda Avenue.
150 Giralda Avenue. Once again, thank you for joining us, Miami Talks Restaurant Edition. I'm your host, Nadia Asencio, and we are the voice of Miami. Woo!